Knuckleball, directed by Michael Peterson, starring Michael Ironside, Munro Chambers, and Luca Villacis. Alone and targeted on an isolated farm, 12-year-old Henry finds himself at the center of a maelstrom of terror and a dark family legacy. I went into Knuckleball pretty blind. All I'd really heard about it was that it was basically like a R-rated Home Alone. Basically, this film follows this young boy named Henry. His parents drop him off with his grandfather while they go to attend a funeral for a couple days. His grandfather is living in a very desolate place. Harsh winter. He's an old school working man. Now, the grandfather is already pretty secretive, and as the story goes along, Henry begins to unravel his grandfather's secrets, and we see a little bit of those secrets start to come to the forefront early in the film as the daughter of the grandfather is explaining to her husband before they drop off Henry some of the family history that she hadn't shared previously. So this already sets up a tone of mistrust. Speaking of tone, this film is played very straight. When I said that it's the R-rated version of Home Alone, that doesn't mean that it's played for laughs whatsoever. This is actually a pretty serious film, and the young actor who plays Henry is actually a pretty good child actor. He was believable. There were some points that kind of took me out of it, but as far as child actors are concerned, he's pretty great, and I look forward to seeing what he does next. As far as the rest of the cast, Michael Ironside is awesome. It's really cool to see him in this movie. The actress that plays the mother is good as well. She has very little screen time, but when she does appear on screen, she does a really good job. The father, on the other hand, he feels a little wooden, doesn't really seem to be at the same caliber as the rest of the cast. I did have some issues with some CGI. I feel like they could have done more practical effects as opposed to CGI, because there were a couple of instances where I could see blood splatter that appeared on the snow, and it looked like it was not on the same level as the ground. It kind of felt like it was floating. Some of the snow CGI also doesn't look great, and I understand the reasoning behind wanting to do that and having to do that, especially with a small budget, but it's one of those things that if they could have gone a little bit more practical with some of the effects, I think that would have helped the film. What I do really like about this film is the way that it's shot, as well as when Henry is interacting with his phone. When he's playing a game, you'll see a part of the game playing in a screen right next to him, and then let's say he's getting a text from his dad, you'll see that text appear over the video game he's playing. Or when he forgets his phone charger, we get to see that little flashing light saying charge phone, charge phone. And that's a really cool and creative way to be able to tell some extra storytelling without taking the viewer out of the world that's being built around Henry. I feel like some of the traps that Henry puts together are pretty cool. Overall, this is a film that I highly recommend checking out as a weekend rental. There are some flaws, but they don't take away from the overall enjoyment of the film. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you all next time.